Yeah, and that's where I'm thinking of examples just in everyday life where people just assume what is being told to them is accurate. So yeah, in some cases it's the wow, this is really advanced language. So whatever they're saying, it just must be right. I'm not going to think twice about it. I'm not going to try to understand like what are you trying to say or what are you trying to get to? But then I see the flip side of it being not understanding the language, or at least the basic concepts um, of it. They don't know when to ask questions, or if there's reason to place doubt. Um, Again, like we keep giving examples that aren't necessarily related to this, but they're all parallels.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
again, I think this is part of communication is that we whoa
Uh
we
oh.
want to we want to give examples that hopefully are resonating with not only the people that are listening to this podcast that get it, but maybe people that are on the edges or in other areas that may for some reason be listening to our podcast. We want to help communicate with them as well, and that's what we're talking about. In order for us to teach data literacy, we have to make it approachable. And I think again, far too often we're shutting people out, not deliberately. We're not trying to do this, but just the way we approach it and speak is turning people off and turning them away from wanting to learn. And so, unless we open that door and embrace them, trying to raise the level of data literacy, and I feel, we have to make it approachable. Otherwise, we're going to be very, very frustrated trying to teach to an audience that is either tuning us out or is simply not there because we haven't embraced them. And I felt this a lot growing up. So my dad owns a lot of rental properties, and in his younger years did all of the maintenance and work himself. And I was really interested in it and wanted to go work with him, but and he wanted me to help him and work, but he would get really frustrated with me because I didn't speak the language, even on things that sound maybe really simple now, or to him like, go get a screwdriver that looks like this, or go get that tool. I'm like, I don't know what it means. So I'd come back with something that wasn't it, and he would just get frustrated. He's like, that's not what I told you to get. I told you to get this. I'm like, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Like, you have to like find a way to communicate with me or teach me in such a way that this thing that is foreign to me is approachable, and then I'll embrace it. But if not, then it's like, well, I don't want to get yelled at. I don't want to feel stupid that I don't know what I'm doing or talking about. And again, that's a very similar thing to how we need to think about approaching data literacy, is that we have to be really, really empathetic, that if we're not careful, we can make people feel stupid or uncomfortable, or like, I shouldn't be here. And that's the last thing we want to do. Like, we want to embrace them, we want to help them learn. But if we're going to go in with all our fancy talk and flex our muscles that we know all the maths and the stats, we're going to fail spectacularly in teaching data literacy.